survive. Firstly, this argument is truly idealistic because it neglects the very needs of humans. But consider this: if we neglect our plans to produce means of energy within a technologically driven society, we are condemning thousands of lives with a means to carry out their lives. Which is the greater evil? Condemning thousands, or re-landscaping a field to build factories or to produce energy? The greater evil, of course, is condemning our brothers and sisters. As my fellow speaker has mentioned, hurting the environment is a prerequisite to life. This being said, our need to kill animals and plants is done in order to survive. Our hunger and thirst cannot be satisfied without hurting the environment. We cannot help what is in our nature to do so, and that which is willed by God. If we denied ourselves from hurting the environment, who would be left to preach the words of our Lord? So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, which is the greatest sin? Hurting the environment to ensure our existence, or choose not to harm our surroundings and leave the earth without spreading the word, spreading the good news? So audience, let me emphasize that hurting the environment is a prerequisite to life. Furthermore, to paraphrase the accredited philosopher René Descartes, because we possess a consciousness, we are superior over other creatures of natural world. As we are created in the likeness of God, the environment is given to us to complement our needs. To kill to satisfy our hunger, to cut down trees for shelter, to burn wood and coal for energy. And on a smaller scale, would stepping on an ant really cause cataclysmic harm to God? I don't think so. God gave us this right to hurt the environment as we have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds and every other living thing that moves upon the earth. We cannot deprive ourselves from causing harm, but rather we are not condemning the lives of hundreds of billions of people by choosing not to hurt the environment, which could eventually heal itself over time. And hence, hurting the environment is a prerequisite to life.
Everyone, brothers and sisters, hurting the environment is hurting God. Our speaker, Molly, established our argument based on sound doctrine from the Catholic Catechism, as well as references to the Bible and our beloved John Paul II. Having heard the arguments so far for the negative team, it is refutable that the negative team just cannot win. If we hurt the environment, we are essentially hurting ourselves, because man relies on the environment in which it lives. If we cut down the trees and all the forests disappear, and we keep on pumping those pollutants into the air, what will happen to us? There will be an increase in respiratory disease, there will be an increase in global warming, there will be an increase in the levels of the seas rising and destroying our habitats. God by offending him. Moline established this by referring to the Bible. Angelo also pointed out that we offend God by sinning against him. These are direct implications to the Ten Commandments, in particular the 5th and the 7th commandment, thou shalt not kill and thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's property. It's true. In the book of Genesis, God did give dominion over all of creation, but he gave it to us in order for us to take care of it, not to plunder it and not to use it for our own selfish needs. It is possible to hurt God. The negative team brought up the argument that man should be able to have control over the environment because of his superior intellect. It's because of this superior intellect that we are now destroying our environment that we live in. And because of this, we have now had to resort to other sustainable means of providing electricity, for instance, the wind farms and solar power. The only reason why we've had to resort to these means is because we've already destroyed the environment by mining, the excessive mining and the pollutants that have been injected into the environment because of that. We also reject the argument that we have put the environment on the same level as God. We concede, however, that man was given dominion over the earth, but the key here is care, which means to look after and nourish, not to plunder and not to take advantage of the generosity of our Lord in giving us these gifts. In our opinion, the negative team has incorrectly interpreted the question. This is not a matter of whether it is justified to kill or not, because obviously we have to kill animals, we have to harvest plants and for food and in order for us to survive. But the key here is sustainability. What we take out, we must replace. It's not good enough that we, for instance, commercial fishing. Man sends out these huge boats to take all these fish out of the ocean. And if we did not replace those fish in the ocean, there are consequences in that the animals that then feed on the fish that we take have the risk of also dying out. In response to that, there are initiatives such as fish farms in order to replace those fish that we take out to eat. This is what is called responsibility in taking care of God's creatures and these gifts that He's given to us. Man is master over creation. Therefore, it is up to man to protect it and ensure that we do not go against God's wishes to take care of His creation. And this was established in Genesis, that we must take care of the gifts that God has given us. In order for us not to take care of them constitutes an offence to God. The affirmative team has without doubt established that hurting the environment is hurting God, and we must take care to ensure that the planet is here for future generations. That sums up our arguments, and we hope that we have convinced everyone that hurting the environment is hurting God.